What's going on, guys? Ben here with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the map Callouts and kind of going over some callouts that I genuinely made up. This is a brand new map, so there's not really any callouts already made or anything like that, but I kind of just walked around the map and just with my intuition kind of just made up some things. I haven't even discussed this with my team, so these are open to change. And then these are also my personal callouts. So if someone else is also making their own personal callouts, you're going to be hearing a lot of mixed things, but eventually as a community, we'll come together and kind of like create our set callouts. But before we even jump into this, what is extremely difficult about this map is it is symmetrical, which seems like it should be pretty easy because there's like a blue side and a red side or whatever it may be. But this is not just symmetrical like horizontally, just like the map Bazaar, right? If you cut the map directly horizontally on Bazaar, it is perfectly symmetrical. It makes a lot of sense, right? There's a tree on this side, a tree on this side, a BR on this side, BR on this side, so on and so forth. Well, this map is also pretty symmetrical vertically as well. So not only do we have to worry about that horizontal line where it just kind of splits the red and blue base, we also have a vertical line that is pretty symmetrical. So it's like, it's almost getting redundant. So you'll see what I'm talking about. It's a little bit difficult. But yeah, let's just go ahead and jump into this. I'm already in the game right now. Let's go ahead and jump here. Luckily, there actually is some kind of coloring. If you see these lights, it's kind of red, and also this deep sunset back here. It's somewhat of a red design. So let's say we spawn red base, right? This is going to be the red side of the map. When you first spawn, you notice there's an overshield, a skewer, an energy sword. Those aren't directly going to be our callouts, but I'll break them down. One thing that you may notice is if you ping, it says closed hall versus open hall. So the sword side of the map is generally more open, whereas the skewer side or the snipe side has a little bit more closed off, and I'll show you that when we get there. In the direct middle of the base is actually very complicated, and I have not figured out exactly what callouts to use in some of these scenarios, but I'll break it down best I can. So when you spawn here, the flag does spawn here, so this would be just like their base, their flag, whatever you want to call it. From down here, this would be their flag ramp. A lot of people would want to call that main ramp, but I'm calling this main ramp, the main ramp that goes up to top mid, right? So this would be main ramp. This middle section right here will be courtyard, just their front area of the map, so just courtyard. Flag ramp, like we just talked about. Then if we were to go over towards this skewer side, you'll notice that there's a commando. So this entire section I'm going to distinctly call like commando side, right? There's these two ledges right here that I have not figured out the best way of calling it out. I was thinking of calling this their car ledge because it's a ledge, or sorry, their commando ledge. So there's a ledge right here, and then the commando spawns right there. So this would be their commando ledge, and then this would be commando. But if you're thinking about the names, this would be red commando ledge. Like that's a long call out. So as you progress with your teammates and call outs like that, I know some people call commando just mando, so that's something to take into consideration. But I'm really not sure what to call this exact ledge right here. So if you have any suggestions, leave those down in the comment section below. There's also this little drop down, which is also like a nice little jump to get up to the ledge. I was thinking about calling this probably nerd. That's probably what me and my team will be calling this little jump right here. So once again, you've got red commando nerd and so on and so forth. It just is a little long. So that's the whole vertical symmetrical or symmetry that is going to be kind of a pain in the ass. So we'll get to that later though. So this will be their commando, just this entire section right here. Down here is when we get to the snipe side. So I'm going to backtrack real quick. We're actually going to go backwards into our courtyard. So if this is courtyard, this would be the commando side, but another side of the courtyard. So this would be commando courtyard or commando courtyard. Down here, if you ping it, it actually says pit. I really like that idea. So I would call this pit pretty much from this ramp and down all the way to the window. From there, there's also this pea shooter, this pistol, plasma pistol. You can call it that as well, like, you know, their pea shooter or plasma pistol. Normally, I would call this something like pit, but then if someone's sitting right in here, like right in this area, I would be like, he's on the plasma pistol, stuff like that. So as we come around this corner right here, this, like I said, the skewer spawns right up there. Skewer is a form of a sniper. There's also the S for skewer, so I would call this S1, similar to previous Halo callouts like Snipe 1. So S1 would be this kind of area right down here. I'll talk about this in just a second. This would be Snipe ramp. This would be S2, and then this would be S3. So once again, see these kind of like red tint, and if you were to look over here, there's not a red tint, so that would be blue side. This would be red side. So it'd essentially be, right, like would be red S2, red S1, red Snipe ramp, or S ramp, and then S3 is pretty much like your S3, right? There's also this jump right down here, so if you are on the S1 side of things, you can jump here and then just clamber right up. Me and my team, I've got a feeling we're probably just going to call this Eli. Shout out to Eli, the coach. So, yep, this would be probably Eli, and then so on and so forth. Down here, so S1 was right around this corner, so we have S1. This would be grapple, pretty much from the grapple all the way back here is going to be grapple. This, I actually really like this call out. It's another throwback to Halo 3 on Narrows, but this is called Mohawk. I really do like that, so I would consider this entire area to also be like just Mohawk, right? Down here, we've got Overshield. So this entire walkway right here would be Overshield. So let's go back into the red base real fast. So we're on Mohawk, going S1, going to Pit. Now we're on Commando Courtyard. Down here, there's some spike grenades. So this would be red spikes. Wrapping back up, let's go all the way back into the base. So we're on like the nerd. We're on this ledge. So in this area, there's a pulse carbine right there. So I decided to call this carbine side. Once again, it also could be open. And same thing with the commando side. It could be called, could be called closed. So this could be called your open side. That could be called your closed side, whatever you would like to call it. But I'm going to be calling this car side. So this would be their car nerd. This would be, red car nerd. This would be red car courtyard. I know it's their long names, but that's just the difficulty of this double symmetrical map. Because like pretty much the base itself is directly just split in half. Whereas on a map like Bazaar, there's like the thruster spawn, and then you have the entire flag, and then there's this catwalk that takes you to the BR, and then there's this mangler side. They're very distinguished, like vertically. Vertically, they're very different, but horizontally, they are the same. So going back to that, this would be car side. So car courtyard. This would be car 1. This would be their car ramp. And then this would be car 2. Then as you approach this open side of the map, once again, as you can see how open it is in this particular area. Whereas on the other side where the skewer is, there's a little pathway that takes you to S3, if you see that. So it's a little bit more closed off, and that's why they went with it. So if you were on this red car side coming out this way, I would call this catwalk. They do call it catwalk, so there is that. So this would be red catwalk, and then that would be blue catwalk. Let's drop down back to car 1. So here we are, car 1. If we approach this corner right here, I was planning on just calling this plat. And the reason being is because there's just this platform right here. Just like a nice little platform. It's on the car side, things like that. You can kind of hide behind this box, all that fun stuff. As you push forward, now we're on this open side. I'm open to play on words there. I'm open to the idea of calling this sword or open. Haven't really discussed it with my team, like I said. So this would be like top sword, just this general area right here. Down here would be bottom sword. This area back here would be repulsor, because a repulsor does spawn here. So this would be bottom sword, kind of in this general area. Now this right here, opposed to Mohawk, see how the Mohawk is a standalone piece, and then you can actually jump up to that exact ledge right there? Well, on the sword side, it's not a standalone piece. It connects. So I was thinking about calling this leg instead of Mohawk, just to distinguish it. So this would be leg. You could also call this kind of like the leg area. So once again, we got bottom sword. I'm probably going to try to do a basic jump tutorial, but or like, video as well. But there's actually this ledge right here, and you can just crouch jump all the way up to top sword. It's super easy. I did it first try, so on and so forth. It's very easy to just kind of crouch jump that right there. Of course, I miss as I'm saying how easy it is. But yeah, very easy. So once again, this is like bottom, you could call it bottom open, top open, or just sword in general. You couldn't really call it S1 because the skewer or snipe side also does have that call out S. So yeah. What makes this part very difficult is as you see all these red lights inside the base, as you branch out, you don't really see red anything. They are almost identical between this side of the map and that side. There's a bunch of trees right here. There's a bunch of trees right there. There is almost nothing distinguishing between what side is what. Now, on the map, like midship, it was very similar. There's very faint lights, things like that dictated it. But as a community and as a player, you kind of get used to which side is which. So we'll get better at it. I feel like on maps like Slayer, where the spawns are not stagnant, where you can spawn on either side, it will be difficult. Whereas a map like Flag, it'll be very easy because you can start, instead of saying blue and red, you can say theirs and ours. But yeah, that's pretty much the map. Obviously, I have not shown the blue side, but I'm going to do a quick walkthrough. So right here, we're on top sword. I do not have a name for this jump yet. It'd probably just be like catwalk jump or cat jump, something like that. But so this would be blue, blue plat, right? So this would be blue sword or blue repulsor. Blue cat jump, blue cat walk. This would be blue car 2, blue car 2. This would be blue car ramp, blue car 1, blue car court, blue spikes, blue car nerd, blue car balk, blue flag ramp, blue court, blue commando nerd, blue commando court. This would be pit, pea shooter or pistol. This would be the blue commando ledge. Then this is blue commando. This would be blue S2, blue S1. The other name for the plat area could also be elbow. This would be blue Eli, blue Mohawk, grapple. Have we already gone through it all? I guess so. So this would be blue S2, blue snipe ramp or blue S ramp, blue like S2. Now we're on red side, so red S2. We got red S1, red commando, red commando ledge, red commando nerd, red flag, red ramp. We didn't go over these, so this is red main ramp. We could also call this essentially like red door, right? If he's sitting pretty close to it, he's on the red door. This is just top mid, just directly top mid. And then you have overshield or bottom mid. You've got blue main ramp, blue door, blue courtyard, so on and so forth. Like I said, this map, this is my callouts. This is something I just sat down. I was pinging things, seeing kind of what they say, right? Like I said, Mohawk, top snipe, all that fun stuff. The open side. This is called spine also, so that's actually a pretty cool call out. I could see it be called spine instead of leg, things like that. And then we have the catwalk right up here. So you know, these are subject to change, but I think that these are some pretty logical. They are long, but it makes the most sense in my opinion. As we play the game as a community and as we get, you know, like more involved in the map, I'm sure that we will come up with different call outs. So expect to see an updated video of that. But for right now, I think this is a pretty good setup. All right, that's the video. If you guys have any comments or suggestions, please leave those down in the comment section below. It'd be much appreciated. If you guys want to see future content by myself, hit that subscribe button. And if you did find this video helpful, please drop a like. It'd be much appreciated. My name is Ben. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.